Hello guys, and welcome back to this episode. So today we are going to talk about the gladiators, and specifically we are going to illustrate quickly the points for us to be able to extract an identikit of a typical gladiator. So let's delve into this. A gladiator typically was of an age between 20 and 35 years, so typically on average he was 30 years old. Also, he was tall 1 meter 68 centimeters, which is like average height. And they were the most powerful tool to ingratiate the people. So much so that the Latin writer, the ancient Roman writer Juvenal, he talked about panem and circenses, right? And so the fact that, to make the people happy, you need to provide them bread and circenses, meaning gladiators games. Now, they were so popular that also there was like an official, a magistrate who had been endowed with the power of either building a public sort of building or that of paying, organizing for gladiators games. Now, who was a typical gladiator? It could be like a slave, it could be a former slave, so an ex-slave, and it could be also a libertus, which means like a freed slave. However, their reputation, the reputation connected, linked to their origins wasn't so great. That is why the ancient Romans would refer to them with the terms of infamous. And even if we look at that word nowadays in Italian, for instance, that would mean somebody that spies on somebody else. But it's not the spying that is important, more so the act of betrayal, somebody that doesn't have good morals. And let's not forget that the ancient Rome is, in that sense, strictly connected with the perspective of ancient Greece. That is to say that good morals are only possessed by those that are aristocrats, right? So especially pre-Christianity, morality wasn't connected so much with being good, but with being wealthy, with having a social standing and a social position, right? So with having a role in society that was somewhat prestigious. So they were called infamous, right? But they were also gaining some sort of new reputation because they were sex symbols. And noble women would leave their husbands, amazingly so, right? They wouldn't just cheat with gladiators, but they would leave their husbands to have the love of a gladiator. And so we can remember the case of the noble woman Appia. She was married to a senator, and she still left the senator for a gladiator. But gladiators weren't just males, there were also females. So there are women, and women are not slaves or former slaves or freed slaves, but women do that out of passion, right? So passion would be the determining factor for a woman to become a gladiator. Now, oftentimes, history historians and historical revisions have fantasized on, this audience who was nothing else but thirsty for blood. And what we have to find out is that it's not truly like that. Meaning, the public didn't necessarily want to see the death of somebody, but they wanted to see good fights, good gladiators games, and gladiators that were brave and courageous. So listening to the people for the emperor was extremely important, right? His somewhat final judgment to whether to pardon or not. The gladiator depended exclusively on its perception of what the people wanted. And most likely, there was never a thumbs down. There was always either a fist that was getting shown, so a fist would be pardon, or condemnation, sentenced to death, would be a thumb up. Now, last point for today. So in Turkey, there have been found some remains of the skeleton of gladiators, and something particularly interesting has come up. That is to say that gladiators were pretty much vegetarians. What do we mean by that? They wouldn't have the normal, or for us nowadays, normal meal, so mostly based on meat and proteins, as we all would expect, you know. Let's take, for example, people that go to the gym and they train, you know, with weights, for instance, right? They know how important taking protein is, right? And it is important. And somewhat gladiators were doing the same, but not quite as today or as you would expect. They preferred other type of food. What has been found, indeed, is that their body contained a high percentage of strontium, and that is a mineral that is present in veggies and milk, whereas their body contained a very minor percentage of zinc. So what they understood here is that what is essential for the body is basically to be able to recover more rapidly, to be able to be reinforced, and some elements that are essential for the bones, right? So they privileged those elements, meaning strontium and all the ingredients that contain strontium, over, you know, proteins and building some fat, you know, because it's more important how quickly the body recovered, or it was. And that is a very good reason why they were also known with the term of shorturl. And that word means barley eaters, right? So they were eating a lot of barley. Now, guys, with that being said, that is it for today. So let us know what are your thoughts, if you knew and if you suspected that this was the typical identikit of a gladiator, and if therefore a gladiator is exactly what you imagined. Let us know in the comments below. Don't also forget to like the video if you have liked the video, subscribe to the channel if you like, comment below, hit the notification bell. We'll talk some more next time. Looking forward to seeing and reading your comments, and we'll talk some more next time. Bye!